around issues of real importance, and it's called the Charrette. And Charrette is a French word that means little chariot. I just learned that recently. I used to think it meant little cart, but actually the origin of the word is little chariot. And it comes out of the architectural guild of the Middle Ages, of the Renaissance. And the only people who could afford architects was the church or the state, right? Only the people with great resource and great power had the resources to build a building that would need architecture. And so the stakes were really high. If you do a bad job for the king or the pope, you know, your neck's on the line. So they worked as a guild, and they would bring a design, and when they get stuck in their design, they'd put it, it's three-dimensional, they'd be working in clay, they'd put it on the cart and wheel it through the guild and ask people to give suggestions as to how to improve the design and how they might get over their hurdle. So they would just wheel it, they wouldn't respond, they just listened to everything they heard, they'd come back to their studio and they'd incorporate what they heard into the next iteration. And then before they went to make the presentation to the court or the king or the church, they would take that last ride for anything else. Because, you know, the whole guild prospers when they get commissions. Is there anything else we can do to improve the product? One volunteer from each of the schools to form a small circle in the center of the group. And let me share with what you'll be doing before you jump right in. What we're going to do is we're just going to paint the scenario of how to engage the disengaged student. Many of your reflections and many of your concerns today were about kids who just don't care. They've given up. They're literally living in their realm of concern and have sunk to the bottom, and they don't see a whole lot of hope, so they don't get engaged. Right? So that's the dilemma we're going to be working on. And if we could have 4 students come to the center, one from each school, you'll be doing the charrette, and we'll be watching as observers. So you're listening to our dilemma, and we're going to turn it over to you to help us think about it. Okay? So let's describe what the issue is around disengaged students. Where are we currently with the disengaged student? What's the issue?
They won't say anything.
They won't participate. They won't talk.
They just kind of grumble. Themselves.
Actually, I'd much rather hear from people on the outside of the circle, because you're going to take it on.
Maybe they're not even showing up to the meetings anymore.
Oh, so these are members already on the team who have disengaged, and then you have the bigger problem of the kids who they don't even join, and maybe even less engaged. Yes. So do we want to focus on should we first focus on the team? Is that a common problem that members of the team are checking out?
I think both are a common problem.
Okay, so let's work on the team. Let's start with the team, because we need to build that inner core of influence before we can address the larger issue. So let's describe that disengaged member of the team. Anything more we need to know about those kids?
They don't have the energy to start that.
Okay.
They interrupt negatively.
Are they sabotaging the process?
Every now and again.
Okay. So becoming obstacles to moving forward?
Yeah.
Okay. And what have you tried?
So I'm calling on them and being like, so what do you think? Or
What else have you tried?
Trying to directly involve them by not necessarily giving them a task, but asking them to work with you on something.
Okay.
give them food.
Okay. Good. Try bringing food. At least they'll participate in the eating, yes? Okay. Okay, so team, do you understand that dilemma? And what we're going to ask you to do is to have a conversation, just the 4 of you, building on each other's thinking about what would you do if this was your dilemma. And I know some of it is, so it's a little artificial, but we're leaning on you as our consultant. You're in the charrette. We're giving away our product. It's no longer ours, it's now yours. And we're listening really closely, right? And if we have something to contribute, we come in, make our contribution, and then step back out to make room for someone else to come in. Do we all understand the process? Pretty simple to facilitate. Okay, so this is what we've done. We've brought food. We've asked people to just join us. They don't have to have a particular task of their own. We'll help them do it. We've asked them to participate, and it's not working. What should we do now? We're stuck. We don't know what to do.
Well, first of all, we should,
You're talking to each other.
I mean, we'll address whether or not they know the mission statements, what the goals are, and if they demonstrate.
Yeah, we should definitely confront that, I think. Like, directly.
Ask them like tactfully, like if they're still interested in doing it, because if they still want to be participants, maybe it's just like a reality check, or maybe they're just like not into it anymore. So
And maybe like an anonymous way we could figure it like out the spirit of the group is like making a survey or something, and like putting out questions like how much you committed from like a 1 to 10 scale, and we could put that out there and see how much the group is committed.
Energy is helpful. That's disengaging as reading an obstacle. Asking them what matters most. What's the thing that they'd like to see changed in the school, and then bringing in members of the team who wants to help make that change happen. Major